What's going on, guys? Welcome back to today's second stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Today is Friday, August 28th. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. In today's video, we have some shocking news that you probably have not heard of, so I want to bring that to your attention. Also, we have some insights as to what would it take to get a second stimulus check coming and a stimulus package passed. I'm going to address that later on in today's video. Also, at the end of this video, I want to reveal a COVID-19 game changer. This is seriously a game changer. This will be coming out sometime next month. This is going to be huge. It's going to impact the entire United States, and this could potentially open up pretty much any city almost instantly. So I'm going to address that later on in this video, so make sure you stick around for that as well. Nancy Pelosi has given the American people very little to look forward to and move on to. And this is the hard part during this pandemic. I'm going to address that in today's video as well. Rental assistance is still being paid out by state and local governments. However, Congress is not doing a single thing for them. Our government remains on vacation, or what they call their recess. Well, I'm going to address that in this video as well. I'm also going to talk about how COVID-19 has not taken a vacation like our government has, and is preventing many people from being able to afford their current month's rent. There's also a credit card company that is now cutting people's limits. I'll address that as well. But first off, let's address the second stimulus check and where we are currently at. If you watched my video yesterday afternoon, then you know that Nancy Pelosi and Mark Meadows talked over the phone yesterday afternoon at about 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. In this call, the call lasted about 25 minutes and it yielded very little results. What we know now from this call, based on what Nancy Pelosi has stated, is that she was very blunt with Mark Meadows. She pretty much just took the call out of respect because he reached out to her office. And she pretty much told him that Democrats are coming down from $3.4 trillion from where the HEROES Act used to be down to $2.2 trillion. That's their price point. But they need Republicans, the Trump administration, to come up from $1 trillion from their HEALS Act and pass something at $2.2 trillion. Pretty much just meet in the middle. The problem with that is Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin has stated that that is a non-starter. It's too much. Republicans would never go for this and it would never pass. So as of right now, that is one of the reasons why we're at a stalemate. Also, Pelosi said there is no point to continue stimulus talks when the sticking point has and will continue to be the overall budget. Yes, that has been one of the issues for the past couple of months. Republicans say that Democrats are trying to bully them into giving into their greedy Democratic demands. Well, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said yesterday, and I quote, "Today's Democratic Party doesn't want to improve life in Middle America." He said they prefer that all of us in flyover country keep quiet and let them decide how we should live our lives. They want to tell you when you can go to work, when your kids can go to school. They want to tax your job out of existence and then send you a government check for unemployment. Those were his words exactly. Now, when Mitch McConnell said this, he was specifically referring to Nancy Pelosi, who's a Democrat out of California, and Charles Schumer, who's a Democrat out of New York. Mitch McConnell is from Kentucky. He is part of flyover country. When he says flyover country, people that fly from the West Coast to the East Coast pretty much just fly right over Middle America. And he is saying that is what they're trying to do, is he doesn't care, or they don't care how to improve life for Middle America. Well, we'll see what happens. Now, currently, the second stimulus check is not looking so likely. However, many senators and economists are remaining hopeful because it is needed. Right now, Nancy Pelosi is holding up funding for millions of Americans. She is holding up funding for small businesses, schools, the post office, and so much more. As of right now, the second stimulus check is probably about 50-50. 50% likely, 50% not likely. If you remember a few months ago, I said a second stimulus check is about 95%. It went up to about 99%. I never put it at 100% because I always knew until it passed, there's always a possibility that it doesn't actually get passed and you'll get given to the American people. Well, as of right now, it is about 50-50. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Now we do have good news for people with mortgages. Last night, the FHFA and HUD announced they are extending their foreclosure and eviction moratorium through the end of the year. Now, this allows homeowners to go on and take mortgage forbearance. If you haven't done that, it's very easy to do. Go and do it. Now, when you go and take mortgage forbearance through the CARES Act, this will allow you to make a lump sum. This won't make you make a lump sum payment at the end of your mortgage forbearance. Mortgage forbearance through the CARES Act specifically states you can take your missed payments and you can push it off to the end of your loan, which is just going to extend your loan a few more months, or 6 months, or maybe 12 months, however long you get mortgage forbearance. So go ahead and do this. The good news is that homeowners will be able to stay in their homes as long as they have been backed or federally backed by Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. The problem here is that landlords, as of right now, are owed roughly $25 billion in back rent. If many renters do not pay their rent and there is this eviction pretty much ban, well, that means people aren't going to be evicted. Well, that simply means that there's going to be about $70 billion in back rent at the end of the year. So it's going to be a lot of money owed back to landlords at the end of this year. Now, if you are a landlord, you will most likely need to take mortgage forbearance. So go ahead and do that or risk losing your rental property forever. Now, we do have some good news for people on unemployment out of California. California has stated that people on unemployment will start to receive their $300 unemployment enhancement, that $300 check from FEMA, in September. We're only days away from September, so hopefully we'll see that very soon. Also, many states are reporting the exact same thing. Some states are reporting that their residents that are on unemployment should see that $300 stimulus check within the next few days. Now, here is the shocking news you probably didn't know. There is an unemployment funding crisis. Now, I brought this up about a week or two ago when I was talking about the Trump administration and Donald Trump's executive order. But did you know that the current $300 unemployment enhancement is funded through FEMA's Disaster Relief Fund? Now, you're probably wondering, why would that matter? Why would I care? Well, here's the reason why this matters and you should care. Now, I ask this because many people don't realize where the money even comes from. And through President Trump's executive order, FEMA can only pay out unemployment enhancement, that $300 per month or $300 per week, which every single week comes out to roughly $10 billion. Well, they can only pay this out until the FEMA's Disaster Relief Fund reaches $25 billion. Here's the reason why this is a problem. It is now hurricane season. Hurricane Laura just hit the Gulf Coast. There is estimated that a average hurricane cost roughly $21 billion. That is huge. That represents about 2 weeks of unemployment enhancement for the entire country. And because of this, and because of FEMA's Disaster Relief Fund going to quickly reach this stopping point, it's estimated that this $21 billion average hurricane is going to cost people about 2 weeks from their unemployment enhancement. So that means instead of 4 to 5 weeks of this unemployment fund, it is only going to be roughly 2 to 3 weeks of funding for this. So President Trump's executive order Originally was slated to last about 5 weeks, and it quickly reduced down to about 2 to 3 weeks. So that is one of the unemployment funding crisis that is going on right now. And not to mention, we still have the California wildfires, which are going to be huge, which are already devastating. And like I said, it's hurricane season. Hurricane Laura is probably just the first of many. Now, unemployment has been good and has also been bad. Unemployment in Nevada has messed with many rental assistance programs. In Nevada, unemployment messed with many families' income because of it didn't allow them to qualify for any type of rental assistance because of that $600 per week unemployment boost from the federal government. Also, a $300 unemployment boost puts many families outside of the limit. So they actually make too much. Now, not only was this an issue, but many applicants were getting more on unemployment and still not paying their rent. That was huge. That is affecting many people. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because currently Nevada has stated, as of yesterday, Nevada has stated that roughly $2 million in claims has been paid out. However, they still have $58 million remaining of their allotted funds. So, big amount of money is still there. The state expects this number to increase rapidly since the $600 unemployment boost has ended, and also they expect that more people will start paying their rent as businesses do open up. However, in some cities like Reno and Las Vegas, they expect this is going to actually increase. So we'll see what happens there. I mentioned earlier in this video, a credit card company is cutting their borrower limits. This company is Capital One. Yesterday, Capital One sent out many emails saying they are reducing their risk by lowering credit card spending limits, as many people are getting their unemployment reduced and incurring more expenses without having the ability to pay off debts and bills. That's what Capital One is doing. Well, this just shows that major credit card companies are getting ready for the worst possible outcome, and if Congress doesn't act fast, the worst is coming very soon. Now, let's talk about COVID-19 news and some great news that is actually going to benefit this country. Well, COVID-19 cases are popping up more and more across the world and in the United States as well. We already know that. However, currently, testing and vaccines are what so many countries are trying to provide, and yesterday we got some huge news for our country. Yesterday, Abbott Laboratories got emergency approval by the FDA. This was huge. It's an emergency approval. They approved their $5 15-minute COVID-19 test. They have been very reliable. They're working. They do not require any specialist to administer this test. They can give these to hospitals, clinics, schools, restaurants. Pretty much anybody can use this. It's roughly $5 per test, and it takes about 15 minutes to get the results. So, this is being called a game changer. A game changer. And when test kits are sent out next month, Abbott Laboratories expects to send out millions of tests next month. And this could help open up the economy very quickly and much faster than previously expected. If, and only if schools are to get their hands on these tests, they can seriously pretty much administer a test 15 minutes before school starts. If the child is good to go, they can go into the school's building, and schools can reopen fully without the risk of COVID-19 spreading. If the person tests positive after 15 minutes, they send them home with their parents. This would require parents to sit there for 15 minutes. However, I think many parents would rather trade 15 minutes of their time to make sure all students are healthy and safe, as opposed to just dropping off their kid and hoping for the best. So there you go. That is the news for today. That is your second stimulus check update and stimulus package news for Friday, August 28th. We only have a few more days of August, then we're into September. We're only a little bit away from the Senate coming back, getting off a recess, hopefully getting off their butt and doing something to help out the economy. So if you have any questions regarding stimulus or how to make money online, please go ahead, ask your questions down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button as it just helps out this video. Go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any new stimulus updates, and I'll see you guys on the next one.